This is Kazervarn, and the campaign has been raging for many a battle. As we go deeper into the Underhive, the Grey Knights have now a new recruit and new leadership, trying to flush out the Dark Eldar forces from the main city in the Cadian sector. Who will be victorious in this next match? Who will lay dying, twitching? Let's begin. Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast Battle Report. Today we've got Game 7 of the campaign for Shadow War that I am playing with Adam.
This guy.
That's right, from Blackfire Productions. Make sure you check the link down below to go to his YouTube channel and give him a sub or a like or help him on Patreon. Awesome stuff. He's got his Grey Knights versus my Dark Eldar Wyches, and we have the next mission in the campaign. We've got the Underhive as we get deeper and deeper into the fortress city, and the Grey Knights have been trying to flush out the Dark Eldar menace. Will the Dark Eldar win a game by not bottling? Let's see. And let's go and take a look at the mission and the fighters. Okay, the Cult of the Bloodied Blade. We have a full 10-man cult. We've got Tahel Nin with her Agonizer and her Visor, and she has Frenzy, and she infiltrates, and she has Sprint, and a whole bunch, and she's +1 Strength. She's pretty beefy, that one, my leader. Then we've got 5 witches with a combination of pistols, close combat weapons, knives, that sort of thing. 2 blood rides, Shardnet and Impaler, and Hydra gauntlets, and 2 debutantes. One that is almost about to be promoted, and one that's Frenzy that I've been trying to kill for the whole campaign, but she won't die. I will be spending a Prometheum to bring in another Scourge. Just how useful he was. I am going to be spending one of my 7 Prometheum to bring him in, and that is the operatives I will be using for this next mission. Okay, we've got Strike Force Regalis.
Yes,
after the loss of Justicar Naysir.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Naysir.
Naysir works. So, filling in for him is Brother Jakar. He is now the strike team leader.
Yep.
I then have Lockhart 2.0.
Lockhart 2.0?
Yeah, just the same guy. The only difference is he has a photo visor and he doesn't have any of the extra gear that I had for him beforehand. And then Brother Caldes and Eltios are
They've
both
been the
exact
workhorses
same.
of the campaign.
Absolutely, they have
4
been.
models. You are at 7 Prometheum as well.
Yep. And I'm gonna say like that. I'm not gonna spend any Prometheum. I should have earned more Prometheum last game, but I only rolled a 1 as a D3, so
okay.
that's why I'm gonna stay where I am.
And we're moving on to Game 7. Let's see what happens as these 2 bitter enemies clash in hand-to-hand combat and shooting combat. Okay, we're playing another ambush. So the Dark Eldar have decided to try and ambush the Grey Knights this time, deep in the spires of the Hive. And this time the Dark Eldar are attacking, and the Grey Knights have decided to just place their entire kill team within 6 inches of the center of the board, which is going to automatically give the attackers the first turn.
Unless I roll a 6.
Okay, so the Grey Knights have to deploy their entire army within 6 inches of the center of the board, and then I get to place all my models at least 12 inches away from him. So, and then I'm going to go first because he's such an elite force, which means that this ambush could prove deadly as the Dark Eldar jump in and sprint in and just do some nasty damage. Okay, well, the Grey Knights, what will they do in order to prevent the Dark Eldar from falling on them with hefty strength?
Not at all.
Okay, so the Dark Eldar have set up a daring ambush. They've waited for the Grey Knights to expose themselves on this walkway.
Oh no.
And they're going to pounce.
That's right.
So because there was no ambushing of the ambushers...
You get first turn as the
yeah, I'm going to get first turn, and I've got my Frenzied Witch, who has to triple charge. This means she's... Okay, so the Grey Knights are moving through the Underhive, and the Dark Eldar pounce, ambushing them as they are crossing the open ground. So Dark Eldar go first. I've got a Scourge ready to lay some fire on here, and I've got a Blood Bride ready to try and jump up and do some damage. I've got my leader, the Witches. I've got a debutante who just needs to survive one game to get promoted. She's hiding. And I also have another couple of Witches and a Blood Bride down here. So we're moving on to turn 1. And the Grey Knights did not know that they were being ambushed. And this is definitely not in the Grey Knights' favor. Let's see how they hold. Oh, and I've got 2 models down here as well. Okay. Dark Eldar. Turn 1.
Because it saves you from getting the extra Prometheus.
Okay, so let's see about this. We've got movement. I had my Siren charge in to the leading. I can't fit 2 models in there. So then the rest of the models just kind of moved up. These 2 ran, and this one jumped across here. She's going to lob a grenade in there, I think. I had another bounding leap here. She jumped up here, jumped across. She's fine. She's just moving. And then we had the Frenzy debutante fail a jump and fall all the way down. And then I moved my other debutante to help her up. While the other 2 Witches in the backfield have just moved and they're hiding behind that big yellow thing. And we're going to start the shooting phase with this Scourge opening fire on the one Psy Cannon that she can see with her Splinter Cannon. Okay, so my movement moved up. She's strength 4 now, so she lobbed a grenade dead center, hit
all 3,
and all 3 got knocked over. And then she did put 1 down, so he's bleeding. That plasma grenade really hurt.
Yeah.
You know, because I automatically hit the middle one, and on a 4+ I hit both of them. So hit. They all got pinned. Oh man, what a great grenade shot! But it just shows how powerful an impact weapon against a unit that's so clumped together can be. And then shots from the other pistols did nothing. And now we're going into combat with my Siren, who's now frenzied, so she's just a little crazy. Okay, end of the combat phase, and my Witch, he rolled a 6, and I can't parry because I'm frenzied, even with the Mirror Helm, because it's a parry, technically. It just gives me an additional parry. So having a Mirror Helm is pointless. Which now means that I am going to... so he's got 1 down fighter, 2 pinned fighters, and the 1 guy that's in combat. So Adam gets to choose what he wants to do. He can choose to bottle if he wants, but he forfeits his Prometheum and essentially just gives up the lead here, but might save his fighters further pain.
Oh,
It's
yes.
pretty much what it is.
Further pain.
Okay, what will the Grey Knights do? We'll be back. You want to fight?
Just because...
Okay, so the Grey Knights will test. Remember, there is Confusion and Terror, which is one of our subplots, which is a -1 leadership. So he's testing on leadership 7. And
they make it.
They make it. The Grey Knights fight on. Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so, wow, what a turn. We got, this guy was down, so he jumped 2 inches. He kind of crawled over there. This Stormbolter took down this Witch, and then this Psy Cannon, 4 shots, shot into the combat, and missed 3 times, and the one that hit his friend that went down. And then in combat, my Witch just
Killed him.
coup de grace him in combat. So things are looking really grim for the Grey Knights as that one Psy Cannon trying to take out the leader in the swirling melee has hit his friend, doing friendly fire. Okay, so on to the Dark Eldar second turn. Let's see what happens. Will the Grey Knights survive this, or will they be taken out of action?
but I was like, no. It's
Okay.
round 1. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so a shooting. This Scourge moved up here and fired into him. He fell off the gantry. Because there's railings here, we decided that you get a reroll if you get pinned there. It seems fair enough. But he still fell down, and then some pistols shot him from over here. So he is down. He's crawling around, wounded. And then we've got combat. I charged her into him. She jumped over and charged him, so he's going to go out of action. And then my witch is, my siren, gets like 9 attacks because she's frenzied. It's crazy. She has 4 attacks thanks to combat drugs, doubled for frenzy. That's 8 attacks, +1 for 2 close combat weapons. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so at the end of the turn, I did take him out of action thanks to the Agonizer. I did take that downed fighter out of action. He's downed here, which means he will bottle.
yes,
Okay?
absolutely.
And I will roll for my downed fighter over here to see if she gets up at the end of the phase or she just becomes pinned. And she doesn't. She is still down, so she will have to roll to see what happens. But other than that,
Holy moly.
holy moly, that was quick and brutal.
It was bad. It was
Wow,
bad.
that
I should
was-
have bottled after your
should have
first turn,
bottled.
but I'm like, you know what? Just for the mission, for the game, for the video, I'm like, no.
Man, for the
No.
campaign, the Dark Eldar pounced quick and hard, and the Grey Knight should have, in retrospect, noticed that this was an ambush and should have just tailed and
Absolutely.
ran as fast as they could. Okay, so the Dark Eldar take, I think it's their first solid victory.
Yeah. No, second.
No, second. Second out of 7 games.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Scourge. You've been useful yet again. Okay, let's move on to after action report. Okay, so Grey Knights, we've got recovery. We had 3 out of action fighters
That's right.
and 1 that was down. So on a 4+, nothing happens to him. He recovers fine.
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry.
He-
He needs it.
Okay, so we've got 4 serious injury
We'll
rolls.
do this guy first.
Okay, who's he?
That
Who's he again?
is Ltios. Brother
And he's
Ltios.
got what skills?
He has the marksman and scavenger.
So he can reroll hits, and he's got the scavenger.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens to him?
2. He has a head wound, so he's
Head
not
wound.
frenzied.
He's frenzied, so he has to charge if he can.
Yeah, yeah.
And he doubles his attack characteristic.
This
Okay.
guy here.
And what is his special rules?
He has, what is it? Ammo hound and crack shot so far.
Right.
Let's see what
Okay,
happens
what
to
happens
him.
to him? 3.
He has
He hates.
painful recovery.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, he has hatred for the kill team that put him out of action.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Just hatred.
And then I choose one of your models.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you want to choose?
I'm gonna say your leader, your
Okay.
siren.
He hates the siren. He
Hates
saw
the
her
siren.
as a blur come
And
in
then he also
rip
sits
people up.
out next mission.
Okay. And then the new recruit
Yeah, the new recruit.
that had a sword.
He's
Oh,
rolling on
dead,
dead
or
or
worse.
He's dead.
He died. So he was one game.
One game,
then he
that was
died.
it.
Okay.
This guy here,
Okie dokie.
and that is Drakkar. Let's see what happens to him.
Oh
He's
no!
dead or worse.
Oh my goodness!
And
Your rolls have been.
He
Oh, ooh.
is in a rescue mission. I have nobody for next mission.
So he gets captured.
Yep.
Da-da-da, captured. And nobody else can play.
That's right.
Interesting. I wonder how that works.
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, okay. If you guys have a comment, leave it down below. How would you play this scenario when the opposing army has nothing left? Okay, so then you've got no advancement, but you can rearm, regroup. I guess you'd have to like try and hire someone, and then
could.
maybe a couple of specialists to say try and win a mission or do a rescue or
Yeah.
something. Okay.
Nah.
We'll come back with what he decides to do. Okay, so I have captured one of the Grey Knights. My witch I rolled, she is okay. She makes a recovery. She was down, but she doesn't go out of action. The one debutante, this one, has been promoted to a witch. So now he is ready to fight with better skills. Ta-da! Now he grew hair.
Nah.
The frenzied fighter is still frenzied, but he has survived a mission. And I picked my leader to get another skill because she's been amazing. Now she is evasive. So people shooting at her at short range and long range suffer negative modifiers if she's in the open, kind of like if she was in cover, which is awesome. and really useful against the Grey Knights, which is fantastic because they ignore cover normally anyway. And other than that, rearm. I can't hire anybody new, so it's just about rearming. So I'm gonna go around, probably buy a few helmets for folks. Probably give her a blast pistol actually, because she can go shoot some stuff. Even though actually that doesn't make sense because she is going to try and charge if possible, which means that there's no point in giving her a pistol. So I might give my most of them a parry weapon with the helms. So I'm going to move her helm to one of the Blood Brides, I think, and then essentially just change her up. Okay. Thanks a lot for tuning in and watching the game. We're going to figure out what's going on, so stay tuned as there are no fighters left for the Grey Knights to fight another match, and I have a prisoner. So if he wants to try and save him, he has to play a rescue mission. But he has no models, and he still has. You can still try and hire someone.
But he's my leader. That's the question
That's
that I
correct.
have. And you can't, if your leader's slain.
Yeah, if he dies,
he's not.
Then you pick
dead,
another
though.
leader, right?
No.
Well, if you don't play a rescue mission and then he dies.
Yeah. Then I get to. But
then exactly. That is your leader. I have your leader in my possession.
That's right.
And
he's not technically slain, so I can regroup or recruit somebody.
Yes,
I believe.
True. Yeah,
So,
he's just been captured.
We'll
okay,
figure it out.
so we'll be back. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Make sure you check out Adam and Blackfire Productions. And if you haven't already, check the links down below for all the other cool Shadow War stuff we're doing, or to see either Adam or myself on Patreon to help us create more cool content like this. After all, this is Skari, your grateful host, and the cult of the Bloodied Blade is going back to Comra with many, many prisoners and tales of glory.